stop whatever you're doing. If you've ever felt like there's something off about your home, this might explain why your life feels stuck. Comment, "I need to know," if you've ever had that strange sense that your space is draining your energy, because you might be living in a place that's energetically cursed without even realizing it. Imagine sleeping next to something invisible that's slowly pulling your life force away. You wake up exhausted. Money slips through your fingers. Arguments start out of nowhere. And the worst part? It might all be coming from your pillow, your grandmother's mirror, or that gift you've always felt uneasy about, but never knew why. Some places just don't want you to have peace. And today, you're going to learn the ancient cleansing ritual that can reset that energy, using only a few simple things you already have at home. But listen carefully. It only works on specific days. And today is one of them. Hit that like right now, because this video could literally change everything. And you might not find it again later. There's one detail no one told you, and I'll only reveal it at the very end of this video. This isn't magic. It's emotional patterns hidden in your environment, something Dr. Brené Brown understood long before most people did. Dr. Brené Brown, researcher and author with over 30 years of experience, once said, "You are what you allow, even what you allow inside your own home." But what she didn't say directly, and what most people still avoid talking about, is that some houses become emotional graveyards. Homes that store frustration, resentment, jealousy, and unspoken thoughts eventually create an energy so dense it affects the mood, health, and even luck of the people who live there. And this isn't superstition. Environmental psychology and neuroscience have already shown that physical spaces hold emotional memory. Yes, a wall can carry the weight of an argument. An inherited object can hold decades of sadness. A dark corner can trap grief that was never expressed. What I'm about to reveal is an old secret, passed down quietly from generation to generation. But only a few have the courage to actually try it. And now that you're here, you're part of a very small group. A group that will learn to recognize and break the invisible chains around them. But be warned, it only works for those who believe enough to test it for themselves. Type in the comments, "My home is sacred." That's the first step. Acknowledgement, the activation of what's to come. And one more thing. If you haven't liked or subscribed yet, do it now. This isn't just support, it's protection. Every person who interacts with this video adds to a collective field of energy that strengthens everyone watching. It might sound symbolic, but trust me, it has real power. It's a silent ritual, and you've already started it. In the next few seconds, I'll reveal the clear and eerily common signs that your home is spiritually contaminated, and you've probably noticed them without realizing. When a house gets sick, the people inside suffer without knowing why. Have you ever woken up tired, even after a full night's sleep? Felt tension you couldn't explain when entering certain rooms? Notice that whenever you're home, there's always conflict, distractions, delays, or even small accidents. Those aren't spiritual accidents. They're symptoms of an energetically contaminated home. Before we go any further, answer honestly. How many times have you walked into your own house and felt your chest tighten, like something was waiting for you? If that's ever happened, Keep watching with full attention, and if it's never happened, be careful. Negative energy is quietest when it's already settled in. Now, let's go through the signs. As you hear them, count how many apply to your life. 1. Constant fatigue that never goes away. You sleep, but your body never recharges. Each night feels heavier than the one before. Your pillow feels like a void. The mattress drags you down. And even when it's quiet, your sleep never feels light. That happens when dense frequencies circulate in your bedroom and your body, sensitive like a radar, stays on high alert all the time. 2. Constant tension between people who live together. People who used to get along suddenly start snapping over the smallest things. Conversations turn into arguments. Voices rise out of nowhere. It's not just daily stress. Contaminated homes amplify emotional dissonance. It's like the space itself triggers old wounds, fears, traumas, unresolved resentment. 3. Things keep breaking down. Appliances burn out for no reason. Light bulbs flicker, pipes leak out of nowhere, objects crack, clocks stop, phones drain fast. But only in that house. That's what happens when electromagnetic fields get distorted by a buildup of heavy emotional energy. And yes, there are multiple studies in environmental psychology showing that spaces with a high negative vibrational load can literally affect electronic stability and human mood. 4. Financial losses with no clear reason. Money that should come in suddenly doesn't. Clients disappear. Great opportunities fall apart overnight. The energy of your home directly impacts your manifestation field. When your space is closed off, your life closes off too. 5. The eerie feeling of being watched. You're alone, but you can feel a presence. The silence feels thick. A dark corner seems darker than it should. Homes heavy with energy often hold on to emotional residues, fragments left behind by people who've lived there before, especially after grief, heartbreak, or deep loss. Now tell me, how many of these signs did you recognize? Write in the comments. I noticed 2, 3, or more. I want to know how far this has already reached you. Here's the crucial part. The more signs you identify, the more urgent it is to cleanse your space. And yes, the practice I'm about to show you can be done tonight, but only during a very specific energy window. By the way, have you noticed how each symptom seems small on its own, but when you connect the dots, it forms a terrifying pattern? That's the trick of negative energy. It doesn't scream, it whispers. The longer you ignore it, the stronger it becomes. And now you're about to understand why these manifestations hit some homes harder than others. This is a true story about a woman completely ordinary who went through all of this and almost lost everything. In the next few seconds, you'll hear her story, how her life began to fall apart without explanation, and what happened on the night she finally performed the ritual. Get ready. This story is real, and it might hold the key to unlocking your own. Her house looked perfectly normal until the mirrors started cracking on their own. Her name was Camila, a small business owner, a single mom. stable life, steady clients, balanced routine, until one seemingly ordinary night, her reality began to crumble. It started with small things, signs she ignored. Just tired, she thought. It's just a rough patch. But her body knew better, a weight in her chest each morning, a wave of unease every time she walked through her front door. And the strangest thing, a constant musty smell in a spotless home. First it was the plants. They started dying, one by one. Then the appliances. The microwave burned out, the Wi-Fi router fried, and the TV started turning on by itself at 3 a.m. Camilla called them coincidences. But the worst coincidence came when her 9-year-old son burst into tears and said, "Mom, there's a woman standing in my room." She didn't see anything, but she felt it. A cold draft swept through the hallway, even though every window was closed. The lights flickered, and an old mirror, the one she'd inherited from her grandmother, cracked down the middle, untouched. From that moment on, her collapse came fast. Camilla's business, once thriving, started losing clients one after another. Then came a sudden legal issue. Her car broke down twice in the same week, and for the first time in her life, she couldn't sleep. That's when she remembered a comment she'd seen under a video. Someone had written, "Your home might be holding heavy energy. Try the water and salt ritual, but do it right, and do it on the right day." Desperate, she started searching. She found stories just like hers, people describing the same eerie symptoms, people who weren't crazy, just ignoring the signs. That night, Camilla decided to try the ritual. She took a clear glass cup, filled it to the top with filtered water, then added 3 tablespoons of sea salt. And as she stirred, she whispered with all her intent, "If something's here, show yourself and leave." She placed the glass right behind the front door. For the first 2 hours, nothing. Silence. In the third hour, the popping sounds began. By the fourth, the salt started to rise, as if trying to escape the water. The next morning, the glass was cloudy, and the smell? Unbearable. It was like the water had rotted overnight. Camilla repeated the ritual for 7 days. On the 4th day, her son slept peacefully again. On the 6th, an old client reached out with an unexpected payment. And on the 7th night, she slept 8 full hours. For the first time in 2 years. Her story isn't unique. There are thousands of stories like this. People too afraid to talk about them, afraid of being mocked. But this isn't about belief. It's about awareness. How many times have you felt like the world was pulling you backward even when you were doing everything right? What if the thing blocking you isn't in you, but around you? Comment below. This is real. Say it if you've ever felt it, or if you know someone who has. And please, share this video with someone who's always tired, sad, or trapped in the same toxic patterns. You might help them without even knowing it. In the next few seconds, you'll understand why not all witchcraft involves black candles. Sometimes a single misdirected thought is enough to tear a home apart. And the most shocking part? Someone might have done it to you without even realizing it. You don't have to light a black candle to curse someone. All it takes is anger, the wrong moment. Most people think witchcraft means blood, dolls, or pentagrams, but that's just Hollywood talking. The truth is far more subtle and far more dangerous. The most destructive energy doesn't come from dark rituals. It comes from intense emotions, focused, even if unconsciously. Envy, for example, is one of the oldest forms of a curse, and it can be cast in silence, with a look, a fake compliment, or a single jealous thought hidden behind a smile. Have you ever felt it? You share something you're proud of, a new job, a trip, a happy moment, and right after that, everything starts falling apart. If that's happened, you may have been hit, not by a movie-style spell, but by a real emotional discharge from someone close to you. There's a name for it: misaligned vibrational energy. And the first place it settles is your home. Objects that were around when envy was present, clothes you wore that day, gifts given with mixed intentions. All of these become energetic anchors. And the worst part? If you don't cleanse it, that energy sticks to your walls, your furniture, even to your bed. That's why you might feel off for no reason, why you wake up dizzy, why good things slip away, why you feel an unexplainable fear, a heaviness you can't name but can feel. Now answer with brutal honesty. Can you name one specific person who looked at you with anger disguised as affection? Type, "I've felt it," in the comments. This isn't just venting, it's protection. Naming it weakens it. And before you say, "I don't believe in this stuff," know this: not believing doesn't protect you. You don't have to believe in gravity for it to pull you to the floor. Energy works the same way, especially when you ignore it. Did you know that emotion-charged thoughts can alter the electromagnetic field around a person, and that high-tension environments can be picked up by field sensors and vibration meters? It's been documented. Science just avoids the word witchcraft, so it uses other labels: psychic overload, environmental contamination, vibrational resonance. But in the end, it's all pointing to the same thing. Your home can be invaded, not by burglars, but by other people's intentions. And the scariest part, you could be getting hit by someone under your own roof. A frustrated person, a burned-out partner, a relative who quietly blames you. That's why the ritual I'm about to teach you isn't just a cleanse, it's a shield. And it only works if you do it at the right moment, like an energy window that opens and closes within hours. In the next few seconds, I'll give you the complete step-by-step ritual that can neutralize that built-up energy. You'll learn to use water, salt, and intention so precisely that sensitive people will feel the shift in the air as soon as you're done. What's blocking you may be invisible, but the way to break it is right in front of your eyes. Camilla did it. Thousands of people have done it, and now it's your turn. But first, a heads up. Don't trivialize this ritual. It's simple, yes, but its strength is in timing, repetition, and your emotional intent. You don't have to be spiritual, and you don't need a religion. You just need to be tired enough of the heavy energy around you and ready to cast out what doesn't belong. Close your eyes for a second. Feel the air in your home. Is there weight to it? A strange quiet. A corner you avoid without knowing why? If yes, this is the moment. The water and salt ritual, step by step. Grab a clear glass. Do not use plastic or metal. You need a glass you can see through. Fill it to the brim with filtered water. The water has to be clean. Avoid tap water if possible. Add 3 heaping tablespoons of coarse salt, preferably sea salt. Pour slowly, feeling each movement. Stir with the index finger of your dominant hand. Do it in silence. While you stir, think about everything you want to remove from your life. Visualize fatigue, bad luck, illness, confusion, melting into the glass. Place the glass behind your home's front door. No one should touch it. Leave it there for 24 hours. And now, the most important part. What's going to happen? If after 24 hours, the glass looks clear, your home's energy is stable. The glass has bubbles, rising salt, or cloudy water. There's a strong negative presence. The glass cracks or breaks on its own. That's a direct energetic attack. You'll need to repeat the ritual for 7 days straight. Type, "I'm doing it tonight" in the comments. That's your commitment, the first step of your cleansing movement. Protection rules. Don't pour the water down the drain. Dispose of it far from your home, in the dirt, the street, or the toilet, while visualizing that you're releasing the heavy energy. And remember, never reuse the glass. Throw it away. It's done its job. This ritual is ancient, used by healers, mothers, and grandmothers, passed down quietly through generations, whispered, never broadcast. But now, and the most incredible thing? People feel the change almost immediately. The air feels lighter, you sleep deeper, pets calm down, babies rest easier. Doors that used to creak go quiet. Lights that flickered stay steady. That's not coincidence. That's energy balance restored. Do it tonight. This practice works best on waning moon nights, at dusk, or after 8 p.m. And guess what? Tonight is one of those nights. In the next few moments, you'll understand why this works, even if you don't believe in it. We'll talk about real stories, long-term effects, and how you can turn your home into a permanent energy shield. When the energy shifts, everything shifts. If you made it this far, you already know what looked like bad luck was a symptom. What felt like routine was an invisible block. And now, for the first time, you have the tool to break the cycle. But this ritual is only the beginning. Real transformation happens when you take charge of your space. When you clean, protect, and honor your home as a sacred space, because that's exactly what it is. Do the ritual today. Notice the signs. Listen to the silence afterward. Feel your body. Pay attention to your dreams. Then come back here and tell me what happened in the first 24 hours. Your story could help someone else who's still living in the dark without even knowing it. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone who needs it. You might be the person who changes their life. Subscribe and turn on notifications, because the next practice I'll teach you will show you how to turn mirrors and doors into protective shields. The cleansing begins tonight, but the real power is just beginning to awaken.